Can you believe I'm at my 20th high school reunion? I've been telling people, oh yeah, I'm going home for my high school reunion, and people are very confused as to why it is such a big deal. But I graduated from Punahou. Obama went there. I actually have a photo of my friend Micah, who you'll meet a lot in this video, and my dad and myself waiting for Obama right before his inauguration at Punahou School. I was actually thinking about this on the drive here, is I feel like I lived a very sheltered life because of all the opportunity and resources Punahou gave me. And maybe we can talk about everything later, but I don't know, I feel like I owe a lot to my time here in Hawaii and the school that I went to. And I'm excited to be here to celebrate 20 years. On Saturday, it is going to be a huge luau at the school. And then we have our individual like class event. So tonight we are doing a small business event. I helped put it together with my friend Mike and a bunch of our other friends. And it's just showcasing some small business owners that have physical product from our grade. And then on Friday, we have a happy hour. So Matt Kwok, photographer. Paleo Mamo is reusable, I guess, diapers for kids. I've talked about Pohai's company on my IG many times before. Young Face, my friend Paige. This is one of the gua shas I use all the time. She is a Chinese medicine doctor. If you're in Hawaii, you can get like facials and acupunctures from her. But she also has product. I have this as well, and I have this as well, and I have this as well. We have a cookbook here. Mao House. Andrew originally started making little tchotchke things like this. This is actually a can opener. It's so cool. This is from McKenna Hunt. She does engravings on Apple Watches, watch bands. That's very cool. Jared Tam, my BFF, he literally just started doing pottery. I actually asked him to make me a caviar situation, so that's coming in the mail soon. And then Lin Yi has some skincare oils. She is a makeup artist and does skincare too. Oh, we have some really pretty jewelry from Whitney. I look like how I feel just getting out of the airport, but I have to do social content. That is my job today. Okay, so I'm definitely severely overdressed for this occasion, but I think I'm still in my New York mind. This is what we have. Definitely gonna stand out in this Hawaii crowd for sure. Oh my gosh, please remember that I went from New York to Atlanta to Hawaii for all social events, and I am so unbelievably overly stimulated. That was probably the first time I've seen a lot of those people in 20 years. But I was thinking about it, and I feel like what makes kind of my grade Punahou 05 kind of special is that everyone universally got along. I mean, for me, I was telling Brian, like, even if you don't see people for 20 years, if you have like an ounce of respect for someone and you care for someone, that stuff will continue for decades on. And seeing these people again, you kind of just get back into the habit of conversing like you would in high school, and it was very cool. And similarly, the people that I didn't necessarily vibe with in high school, I still don't vibe with. So it's really good to see, not to see like really good, but it's cool to see that everyone's personality, good or bad for my opinion, is pretty much the same. And I kind of like that consistency. But in general, I feel like our grade all universally got along together. There wasn't really like a bully, and I think that's also what makes this weekend special, is that for someone like me who moved off island immediately after graduation and hasn't really been back since and doesn't really keep in touch with most of the people from high school, it's nice to like, you know, just step back into it like nothing ever changed, because nothing has changed. Today's my only like day off where I don't have any activities. So it's Thursday. Every Thursday there's a routine in this household where my auntie, who lives with my popo, whose house I've stayed in and I grew up in basically, my auntie Susan and her friend, they take Popo out to lunch, and then after they come back home and they play mahjong for 4 hours. That is a Thursday routine, because usually Popo has kind of yoga on Thursdays, but apparently they're not doing summer yoga this year, so they're playing mahjong. And mahjong is very good for, you know, mental health, and Popo is 98, so we're trying to keep her mental health clear, and she still kicks all of our asses. So I was planning to go shopping because I need clothes for tomorrow, but if that's the activity that they're gonna do, I don't really want to like change it up, and I want to be a part of it. So today we're gonna go to lunch, play mahjong, and then maybe I'll go to the mall after mahjong is done. But simple, easy, quietness basically. Popo, do you need help? So you're gonna treat us for lunch?
Yeah.
Wow, Popo has the money. What he has, because he has it all in this step.
What were you waiting for? You had the circles. Yeah, I didn't have any circles.
Popo,
Yeah.
time to get up. We have to leave for lunch.
What?
We have lunch at 10:30. It's 10 now. Or we need to leave at 10:30.
Huh?
We have to leave at 10:30. Can you be ready?
Yeah. 10 o'clock now.
Yes. Kind of makes you sad when you realize how time changes the relationship of family members, you know. So today is another busy day, currently editing, but we're gonna meet my dad at lunch at Nico's, and then we have the high school reunion happy hour today. So gonna wash my hair for the first time since I left LA, which is disgusting to say, but I'm excited for some good food. Okay, we are ready and we are sweating. I don't know why, but I just shot a makeup tutorial on this look. Like I said, I don't know why. Here's the dress. Got it from Zara yesterday because I had nothing else to wear. Wearing my Hawaiian bracelets, got my jade and my protection. Here we are. The event started 10 minutes ago, so it's time to go. Wish me luck. The one thing about me is I'll always take home leftover food. We have some sushi here, crispy rice. We got wambao, and then some tacos that I don't actually know what's in them. It is very cool to reconnect with people after 20 years. Like that in itself is actually kind of crazy to think about, because you grow up with these people, right? Some of them I was in school with since kindergarten. I am a K through 12 person. We call them 13 plus at Punahou. So I literally grew up with some of these people since I was 4 and 5 years old. And then to just like stop talking to them by no fault of anyone, you know, you're just growing up, you're, you know, moving off island, you're moving to different states. And then you kind of like just cut off that experience and that friendship that you had together is really interesting. And at the time it's not that big of a deal, right? Because you moved on, you're a freshman, you're making new friends, you're living new experiences. At least for me, because you know, there are a lot of people in my class that have stayed connected to each other throughout all of that. But then to come back as totally different people with totally different life experiences and then finally catching up is really interesting. I am exhausted. I feel like I keep on saying this because I truly do get like emotionally exhausted after talking, which is why I always thought it was funny that I ended up, you know, starting my career as a television host, where I would talk to people for a living, like on the red carpet and interviews and stuff. But those were kind of just like 2 to 3 hour time slots, and then I could turn off. And it's, you know, coming here and doing these events for 2 to 3 hours is kind of reminding me how I would feel after every red carpet. I just really needed to like emotionally decompress. Tomorrow will be fun. It'll be more mellow. It'll be bigger. And then you guys can finally see basically where I grew up. My popo has been cutting on this tiny cutting board for decades. I mean, probably before I was even born. Papaya is one of my favorite fruits, and it just tastes so much better here for some reason. Apparently, my dad says that people fight over this. I don't know what type of papaya this is, but at Foodland, they fight over it. Like, this papaya has a line. I feel like, even though I'm like a chips salty girl, I love sweet things, but I only really love them with fruit. Because like candy and stuff tastes super artificial, but like papaya, lychee, that stuff I can eat up.
Come on. Oh, mahjong, I got it.
What did you get?
8.
That's
No,
what
I'm
I
looking
needed
for
too.
6.
Five and eight.
What did you need?
I needed 6.
I had 2.
Oh no! I was
So-
never gonna win.
3, 4, 5.
All right, last event of the weekend.
Hi.
Ooh, it smells so good in here. I am home for the next few weeks at least. I was really thinking about how I was in high school and where that person is now, because I feel like I was so fearless. Like, I wanted to practice my hosting experience, so I asked our dean if I could host our class talent show, and I did that. I wanted to try out for a solo in the choir, and I did that. I didn't get it, but I did that. So then when we had our kind of like senior performance, I went and auditioned again to do another solo, singing solo, and I got that one. There are just all these moments as I look back at my high school career in particular where I felt that I could do anything, and I guess that's also kind of the beauty of how you feel when you're younger, because you don't really have that experience of like being shut down. But I think about how I am now and where my career is and all these things that I want to get off the ground, but I just am not as much of a go-getter or as fearless as I was in high school. And I didn't really realize that until I actually went to my reunion. And outside of like reconnecting with people and stuff, I think that's what I'm most grateful about, is that I realized how different I was for the better, you know, in some aspects of my life when I was in high school, and I need to kind of regain back who that girl was in order to do things that I've been wanting to do, you know, currently. All in all, I would say that obviously going back home for stuff like this is one of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite trips that I've taken out of the 3 trips was just to like be back home and experience all those things. But yeah, finally home for the next couple weeks. May be traveling just within the East Coast next month, and then August is our big trip for my friend Amanda's wedding. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye.